Good morning to each and every one of you, and thank you so much for joining us during our virtual subs and sandwiches webinar. Today we have the Port of Houston Authority, or as we call them, the Port, with us. I am Marshette Turner, Director of the Houston Minority Business Development Agency, and our Subs and Sandwiches is one of our premier signature programs, and we're always delighted to not only welcome you all and host you and provide best information, but also to inform you about opportunities that we hope you're taking advantage of. During today's webinar, all attendees will be in listen-only mode. There will be Q&A at the end of this session where my team and I will be asking the questions that you type into the chat for the Port. This presentation is being recorded and will be made available to all registered participants. My MBDA team is here, and of course, they are Ms. Jessica Vasquez, who you just heard tell me to get started. Thank you so much, Jessica. I appreciate you. Ms. Deidra Sutton, Ms. Joni Hall, and Ms. Tanya McGilbra. So I will now turn it over to Mr. Pedro Garcia, who serves as the Outreach Manager with the Business and Equity Division of the Port. Pedro?
Good morning. Thank you, Marshette. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's MBDA virtual subs and sandwiches. This is, the past couple of years we've partnered with MBDA on subs and sandwiches, and it gives us a platform to talk about our business equity program and our construction projects. So big thanks to Marshette and her team. Just to kind of give you an overview of what we're covering today, we'll talk a little bit about Port Houston and who we are and what we oversee. We'll talk a little bit about the terminals that we oversee and maintain. And then we'll get into a discussion of Port Houston's Business Equity Program, or MWBE program, talk about an upcoming training opportunity for enrolled vendors as a benefit of being enrolled in our program. And then we'll also play a short video, a short 3-minute video about the MWBE program. And then we'll also talk about procurement opportunities outside of construction. I know today the main focus will be on our 2023 capital projects, but we'll have a slide there to give you an idea of what other opportunities we have outside of construction. So the main focus again will be on our 2023 CIP projects. Harvey Ross, our project manager with the Port's Project and Construction Management Department, will outline those construction projects. So, Jeanette will just start it off. This is our 7-member Port Commission. The Port Commission is responsible for, they have a wide array of responsibilities, but their primary responsibility is setting policies and guiding our executive staff to ensure that Port Houston continues to be a leader, a strategic leader for the Houston Ship Channel. As you can see, the chairman of the Port Commission is Rick Campo, and we also have a MWBE committee, or Business Equity Committee, chaired by Port Commissioner Wendy Montoya Clunan, shown right there at the bottom center. Other members of the committee are Port Commissioners Dean Corgi and Commissioner Stephen Don Carlos. We also have down at the bottom right, Port Commissioner Cheryl Cruzo. She's not a formal member of the Business Equity Committee, but she often participates in committee meetings and is just a strong advocate for our business equity program. Port commissioners serve 2-year terms without pay and may serve a maximum of 12 years. So next slide, Jessica. This slide kind of gives you an overview of who we are and what we do. Port Houston wide, you have a mix of approximately 180 to 200 public and private terminals. Port of Houston Authority manages 8 public terminals, which includes 2 container terminals, which are located on the east side of the county. That's Barber's Cut Container Terminal and Bayport Container Terminal. So very busy terminals. And then Port Authority also manages 6 other public terminals. So as a landlord of these facilities, Port Houston is responsible for maintaining and the upkeep of these 8 public terminals. So keep in mind that Port Houston does not manage the private terminals, such as the, we're totally separate from the petrochemical firms and the neighboring refineries. But there are 2 areas where we do have a shared interest or a common interest with those private facilities, and that is the security, and that's always important, the security of the Houston Ship Channel, and then maintenance or dredging of the channel. Two key areas where we have a shared interest. And next slide, Jessica. And this is what we're here for, is to listen about Port Houston's business equity program. So, but we have 2 business programs in place under the umbrella of the business equity program. So I'll go over each. One is the small business program. The small business program is a race and gender neutral program. So we don't track by ethnicity nor by race, with an overall Port Authority wide 35% SBE participation goal. To qualify for the SBE program, your business must have a local presence, and the owner's net worth must not exceed $1.32 million. And you take out of the equation the assets of the business and the owner's primary homestead. The second program is the MWBE program, which was set up and established by our Port Commission back in 2021. And this complements the accomplishments of the small business program and provides expanded opportunities for minority and women-owned businesses. This program is the MWBE program, is a race and gender conscious program, and it has a 30% aspirational goal. Similar to the small business program, your business must have a local presence, but the difference between the only difference is there is no personal net worth requirement. Keep in mind that both program participation goals are organizational goals. So as it relates to Port Houston procurements, each is evaluated by staff with participation goals set on an individual contract by contract basis. As part of the enrollment process, we rely on our certifying agency partners like the City of Houston and Metro and others to certify firms seeking enrollment in our program. In a little bit, we'll have a video that outlines our certifying agency partners and how you can enroll in our BuySpeed system, which is our vendor portal. Currently, we have 1,556 firms enrolled in the business equity program, with 75% of our enrollments consisting of MWBEs. So next slide, Jessica. So this is our opportunity you training, and it's a benefit. One of the benefits of being enrolled in our program, and we encourage you to take part in Opportunity U. And it's designed to help build the capacity of enrolled SMWBEs and position your business to compete for and participate in Port Houston procurement. So this training is entirely staff driven, and it's at no cost to you. So some of the topics covered include how to navigate through some of our Port Houston departments. We have Procurement 101, which is understanding our procurement process. We'll review some of our bonding and insurance requirements here at the port. We'll develop, there's a class on helping you develop a capability statement. And towards the end of the courses, then we'll take a tour of our terminals and with subject matter experts at each terminal site to talk about procurement opportunities there. Now, Jessica, we're going to play a short video.
The Houston Ship Channel and manages the 8 public terminals along the channel, including 2 of the nation's most efficient container terminals. Port Houston's mission is to move the world and drive regional prosperity. As part of our strategic goals, we're committed to supplier diversity and inclusion. Our business equity program is designed to create opportunities for local small, minority, and women-owned businesses, or SMWBEs. If you're a small, minority, and/or women-owned business that wants to participate in Port Houston's procurements, we encourage you to enroll in our SMWBE program. Since 2002, we've awarded more than $500 million to SMWBEs. Benefits of joining the Port Houston SMWBE program include connecting with other local business owners and expanding your network, learning more about government procurements and the application process, taking advantage of industry-specific programming and trainings, such as Opportunity U, Interagency Mentor Protege Program, and other targeted training opportunities, accessing Port Houston procurement and contracting opportunities. Applying to enroll as a vendor with Port Houston includes 3 simple steps. Step 1, get certified. Getting certified through one of our partner agencies is a critical step in our enrollment process. Although Port Houston isn't a certifying entity, we recognize certifications from the following partners: City of Houston, Houston Minority Supplier Development Council, Metro, National Minority Supplier Development Council and Affiliates, Small Business Administration, South Central Texas Regional Certification Agency, Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts, Hub Certification, Texas Department of Transportation, Women's Business Enterprise Alliance, Women's Business Enterprise National Council and Affiliates. Step 2, enroll with B2G Now. B2G Now is our web-based software system that helps facilitate applications and compliance reporting requirements for SMWBEs doing business with Port Houston. Visit B2G Now to complete the online application and register your business. Applications will automatically be submitted to our team for review. Step 3, sign up on BuySpeed. Any supplier that would like to do business with the port must register in the BuySpeed e-procurement system. This gives you access to open solicitations or proposals and is required to process vendor payments. Port Houston is committed to connecting with small, minority, and women-owned businesses to improve the local economy. The Business Equity Program is more than a procurement program. It's an organizational investment in and committed to serving the local and expanded business community. By enrolling and registering with us, you'll open the door to many more procurement and contracting opportunities. Visit www.porthouston.com/business-equity-enrollment for details, or contact us at 713-670-2418.
Thank you, Jessica. Before I turn it over to Harvey, who's going to outline our upcoming construction projects, I did want to kind of give you an idea of what other procurement opportunities, a sample of procurement opportunities that we have at the port outside of construction. So, we have two categories of procurements: those that are budgeted under $50,000, which are informal procurements, such as we procure safety equipment and supplies, ladders from our maintenance department, uniforms, promotional items, batteries for equipment and fleet vehicles, pressure washing on an as-need basis at our container terminals, general auto parts, coffee vendors, overflow printing. Also on the, and a host of others. For more information on some of these informals, please call us. On the formal procurements or those items that are budgeted over $50,000, well, we have construction, landscaping services, janitorial services. On an as-need basis, we'll procure LED lighting for our terminals, IT services, environmental services, engineering services, and facilities inspections. And those are items that Harvey's going to talk about. So with that, Jessica, the next slide, I'm going to turn it over to Harvey Ross, our PM with Project and Construction Management Department, who's going to outline our construction projects. Harvey?
Good morning, everyone. Like Pedro said, we have a few. We actually put this out quarterly. It's usually our design and upcoming construction projects, so that way, you get a fresh look at what's ahead. Next slide, please. Okay, these are a few projects that will be procured for design. Next slide. Okay, we have at our Turning Basin Terminal, which is one of our inland older facilities, we have a series of storage warehouses. So shed 18, you can see the current condition of the roof. So we're planning on just doing a roof overlay for this particular building. If you look at the bottom of the actual slide, we have the procurement time frame, which the advertisement is first quarter 2023 with a projected award of second quarter 2023. We categorize each project, the main task in the project, under what's called the NIGP code, which stands for National Institute of Government Purchasing. So these codes apply to all the projects. Once you register and buy speed, you enter a particular code that's the basis of your business, and you should get automatically notification when projects that fall within your code is up for proposals. Portion of the business opportunities for this particular project is structural analysis, roof design, and once it goes into construction, it'll be the PMB metal roofing. Next slide, please. Okay, the port has started a new program called FECAP. It's the Facility Inspection Condition Assessment Program, which we go out and kind of investigate and inspect our current assets. And with that information that's gathered, we put them into a program which we can do routine maintenance of those. So for this particular advertisement, it's for the marine structures, which usually includes the wharf fenders, pilings, underdeck pilings, and anything associated with the actual water side. This is scheduled for advertisement first quarter 2023 with a projected award second quarter 2023. These are the pertinent NIGP codes. And part of this, like I said, it's an inspection program. So you will be procuring the services to go out crawl around underneath the wharf, inspect the piles of the wharf, the decking, and kind of write a report and give us an assessment of those particular items. Next slide. Another portion of the fee cap is the corrosion protection, which is our cathodic protection. We have metal components on the wharf, sheet piles, columns, steel and columns. So we have cathodic protection, which are sacrificial anodes that actually, instead of the structural components rusting, it just rust the components and, increase the life cycle of the metal components within the water. Again, the advertisement, first quarter 2023, projected award, second quarter 2023. Again, this has structural analysis. It shouldn't be roof design. It should be electrical. Next slide, please. And this is also part of fee cap, our electrical and communication portion. So fee cap, I don't remember how many categories, but it's subdivided into different categories that cover all our assets around all our terminals. This projected advertisement, first quarter 2023. Projected award, second quarter 2023. Next slide. Next. So these are some of the construction projects that are proposed to come up in 2023. I know this is first quarter. Some of them have been delayed due to various reasons. So I'll just go through all the construction projects and give you a little information. Okay, 87 acres. This is at our Barber's Cut facility, which is out near LaPorte. This is one of our oldest facilities, one of the oldest facilities also. I think this was constructed back in the early 70s and early 80s. But we're actually, all the existing pavement wharves, we're reconstructing those to strengthen them, make them a little stronger, and increase the life capacity of the facility. So part of the pre-outage is a small project within the whole project to bring power to certain location, actually set a temporary substation to power up some existing cranes. So once we take one of the wharves out of commission, we can work the other wharf at the end. The projected advertisement, this is actually, it should say first quarter 2024. And the projected award, I'm sorry, no, this is correct. This is pre-outage. First quarter 2023. Projected award should be second quarter 2023. The business opportunities, material testing, stormwater erosion protection, surveying, and civil site work. There's also some electrical components to this package also. Next slide. Okay, construction of Wharf 7 at Bayport, which is a sister terminal of Barber's Cut, is located in LaPorte area also. This is actually new construction of Wharf 7 right along the Bayport Channel. The advertisement is projected 2023, projected award second quarter 2023. The business opportunities, material testing, trucking, stormwater protection, surveying, signage and striping, photography, and this also should have some civil components. Next slide. Rehabilitation of roof at Care. This is pretty much like the first slide was shown. It's transit sheds. The roofs are in bad shape, so we're gonna pretty much redo those. The business opportunities for this is repair roofing and roofing installation. The projected advertisement is scheduled for second quarter 2023, and the award is second quarter 2023. Next slide. And we're back at the turning basin. So this is shed 2122 at Turning Basin Terminal. and it's pretty long along the lines of the other two projects. We're going to pretty much re-roof or do a roof overlay for this particular transit shed. Next slide. Bayport exit gate expansion. This is our Bayport terminal again, and located in the port area. It's one of our newer facilities. Early on, when we started constructing this terminal, we put in these facilities. Now we're reaching max capacity, so we have to make these buildings a little bit bigger. They're pretty much canopies, pre-engineered metal building canopies, and we're just adding on to them additional bays. The projected advertisement first quarter, that's actually has changed. I think it's third quarter 2023, and projected award fourth quarter. The business opportunities, prefabricated metal guardhouse booth, structural steel components, electrical, telecommunication, concrete repair, paving market, and like I said, there's some pre-engineered metal building components. Next slide. The U-shaped property at Bayport, this is an existing site. It's a bare site. So what we're gonna do is do a pre-development. It's basically dirt work to actually grade this site so that it drains with the for future development. So right now it's a greenfield site. So we will go in and grade the existing site, clear grub, get it prepped for potential lease or development. This has also been pushed far out. Right now, I think it's scheduled for fourth quarter 2023 advertisement with first quarter, second quarter 2024 award. The business opportunities, trucking, stormwater erosion, surveying, and some actual clearing and grubbing. Next slide. Bayport Auto Terminal building demolition. This was the actual cruise terminal building at Bayport. We didn't get the cruise business, so the building is still out there. Right now it's being leased to tenants. That lease will end, so it's more valuable to have this as wharf space. So the idea is we would demo this particular building and redevelop the wharf area. The projected advertisement second quarter 2023, award third quarter 2023. Business opportunity, demolition, site work, and utility relocation. Next slide. Rehabilitation of water lines at South Turning Basin Terminal. Again, this is one of our older facilities. We currently have water lines that run underneath the actual wharves that are have broken over the past years. That they're older lines. So the idea is to go in and put brand new water lines so we can keep the service up and running. The projected advertisement date second quarter 2023. Award third quarter 2023. The business opportunities are construction materials, trucking, stormwater erosion and protection, surveying, trench construction, and water utilities. Next slide. Barber's Cut planning, design of water supply and fire protection. Currently at Barber's Cut, we have a saltwater fire line on the wharf side of the terminal. We want to get away from that system. The maintenance cost was astronomical to keep that particular system up and running. So the idea is to have either an elevated or ground storage tank that will supply fire hydrants and fire lines along the wharf. So that will cover the entire terminal wharfs. So the projected advertisement date, second quarter 2023, projected award, third quarter 2023. The opportunity surveying, water storage tank, underground water lines, and some civil work, site civil work. Next slide. Removal and replacement of speed gates at Turning Basin. These gates are pretty outdated, and our maintenance on them is just becoming too much of a burden. What we're going to do is actually remove these gates and replace them, upgrade the gates with newer versions, less maintenance. So the projected advertisement date, third quarter 2023, award, third quarter 2023. The opportunities, electrical wiring, aluminum, steel supply, and also the gate supply. And there may be some electrical components to this. Rehabilitation of Ward 4 and 5. This is 4, 5, and 6. This is actually part of the overall 87 acres reconstruction project at Barber's Cut. These are current wharves with a smaller crane on it. So what we're gonna do is go in, demo the existing wharves and build a new wharf in place to carry heavier loaded cranes. So the projected advertisement date is third quarter 2023 with an award fourth quarter 2023. Some of the opportunities are material testing, trucking, stormwater protection, surveying, signage, striping, photography. Also, there's concrete, drill piers, and some demo components. Next slide. The new operation and truck office building. This is at our Turning Basin. Our executive office building is scheduled to be demoed. We are relocating as of when, we really don't know, but in the process, a number of people will have to remain at the Turning Basin terminal. So we will need to construct a new facilities for those people to be housed. The estimated advertisement date is second quarter 20. This actually got pushed to next year. So first quarter 2024, and projected award date is third quarter 2024. The business opportunities: MEP, foundation, lighting, utilities, tilt wall, possibly construction, roofing, carpentry, framing, interior finishes. Next slide. Rehabilitation and repair of Wharf 2021. Again, this is one of our older facilities. We're pretty much going in and kind of strengthening the wharf so it can carry the loads. It's in pretty bad shape. So some of the business opportunities are structural concrete repair, steel rebar, concrete forming, sheet pile repair, pile driving, striping, photography, and welding. Next slide. The repair of the yacht basin bulkhead. As part of this, I don't know if you can tell from the picture, but the highlighted yellow area with the red arrow pointing to it, the bulkhead has actually tilted toward the wall. The sheet piles are deteriorated, and the concrete cap on top of those are starting to crumble. So we're going in to do a stabilization repair of this facility, this actual bulkhead. So the business opportunity: marine construction, concrete forming, sheet pile driving, and welding. Next slide. Reconstruction of the 87 acres. Again, this is part of the whole. This is our container yards. Currently 4 north and 5 north, which are the elongated boxes to the right of the screen. Those are currently under construction. So the triangle area and the mid area that's highlighted in red are the potential areas that's coming up for construction. So the advertisement date has moved to fourth quarter 2023 with an estimated award first quarter 2024. The business opportunities: demolition, trucking, underground utilities, surveying, signage, striping, photography, paving, electrical. Next slide. Annual payment of drainage and dust control. This is one of our yearly maintenance projects. We go out, do pavement repair, regrade some ditches in this area, maybe put in some RCP, and also spray for dust control, binder on the soil area so it decreases the amount of dust created in this area. So the business opportunity, concrete repair, steel, rebar, it may be some concrete forming. Next slide. Rehabilitation of Wharf 2 in Manchester. This is a current wharf that's being leased out, but the wharfs are pretty old for this facility, so we're going in and trying to strengthen it so that it doesn't pose a problem in the future. So business opportunity for this particular project, structural concrete repair, fender replacement, pile driving, steel rebar, concrete forming, striping, and photography. Next slide. Well, that's all I have in this presentation. Very lengthy, I know. Business Equity do get this on a quarterly basis, so they may be able to send this to you if anyone wants it. Thank you.
Thank you, Harvey.
Thank you so much, Harvey. We appreciate that, you and Pedro. Pedro, thank you. I saw that you were answering the questions in the chat as they were popping up. Deidra, can you see the questions in the chat? For those that have not been answered, can you ask those?
I got to figure out what hasn't been answered. I need a little bit here.
Questions, Marshette. There was a question, and I already received emails from some of the attendees. Keith Carter.
Very good.
Your email with South Texas Piping. He's interested in plumbing, and as Harvey mentioned, we do have a vertical job that would certainly include plumbing as a scope. So I think that was a construction of the facility at the Turney Basin Terminal.
Okay.
And love to hear from you and encourage you to enroll in our program. Andy from Kima Hardware out in Kima, and love to talk to you about if you're not already doing business with our container terminals. Would love to talk to you about opportunities there. And then and I apologize if I'm not saying this right. Tyrachi Logistics asking if there's any seats available for the opportunity training, and we just put out a date for July, and so I encourage you to reach out to Natasha Buckner to follow up with her on availability of seats. That is a partnership that we have with the U of H Small Business Development Center. So Natasha is listed right there. You can email her or call her at the number provided below.
Wow, you were very thorough. Thank you.
Thank you. We are, there was a question about where you can access the projects, the packet of construction projects that Harvey outlined and did a great job of outlining. You can go to our website that was provided in the chat. Just go to porthouston.com and navigate to either our business equity site or procurement site, and you'll get our 2023 construction projects, and those will be updated on a quarterly basis, Marshette.
Okay. And then Pedro, somebody asked, can they perform site visits at the locations prior to submitting an RFQ?
Harvey, you want to address that one?
Yes, some of the major projects we do have pre-proposals meeting. It's not mandatory, depending on the project. Some may be mandatory, but the solicitation was identify whether it's mandatory or not. But at the pre-bid, if you attend, you can request a site visit, and usually we try to have those meetings at the particular terminal. So we would then, kind of take a tour around the terminal so you can see the actual area. If you go to the terminal, one thing to keep in mind, these are secured facilities. So you would need a TWIC card. If you do not have a TWIC card, you need a valid ID, acceptable ID. And you can also go to our website, go to our report, what is it, Pedro? I'm sorry, PSEO. They have the requirements for valid IDs. You will need that and be escorted within the facility. Once we are in the facilities, you will not be able to exit the van unless we are in a protected and safe area.
Danielle, are there any more questions in the chat?
Sure. There is a question here. Hello, if you're a trucking company and UIIA certified, is there any way to get direct contracts with moving containers other than going through brokers?
Yeah, that's a frequently asked question, Tanya, and so many of them go through brokers or deal directly with the carriers or the shipping lines. So we do have on our website a trucker's toolbox, and it'll connect you to our terminal traffic maps, trucker safety manual, so you'll be able to access that, and also get a daily schedule of the carriers that are calling at our container terminals. So for more information, navigate to our website, porthouston.com, and go to the terminal toolbox. And also there's a truckers app that you can access, and it provides you with a lot of good information there.
Thank you, Pedro, for that explanation. Here's another question. Which of these projects need design consulting and which have already been designed and ready for construction?
I'll let Harvey answer that.
The first portion of the slides, it was looking for design consultants. I think a majority of them were the fee cap. The second portion, we had a construction section. Those have already been designed, are in the actual construction, ready to go to construction. So once you receive the actual presentation, it has a design and a construction section, so you will be able to see those.
Any opportunities for post-construction cleaning after the main projects have been completed?
Once construction is finished, usually the GC has cleaners come in that actually clean the building before inspection and turnover. So that would be a direct task of the GC. So if you want to propose on that, you have to propose to the GC. Now, the port does have a procurement of cleaning facilities, janitorial services. I think that is done either yearly or bi-yearly. But those solicitations will be advertised also.
Good. There was a opportunity for photography. Do you specifically need aerial or drone photography for a lot of your projects?
Yes, all the projects we need aerial photography just to show the progress as construction goes along. In the past, we've done just basic aerials. Now we've kind of modernized, so we're doing drone photography. The only problem with that, you have to have the FFA certification and gain permission through our security, which is an easy process. It's pretty much a form you fill out, give them all your basic information, and they will approve and issue you a drone pilot's license.
Are there SBE or MWBE participation goals or targets on the design projects?
We don't have goals. We have, well, there's no mandatory goals. We do encourage the consultants to actually participate in the program and hire sub-consultants, but there's no mandate. Pedro, I don't know if you want to chime in on that.
Yeah, on RFQ, typically they're RFQs, right, Harvey? And so there's no, their professional service opportunities are generally procured as RFQs, request for qualifications based. So there's no, we can't evaluate by whether you're a small business or MWBE. But we do, when it's time to negotiate pricing, then at that point is when we encourage those primes to utilize SMWBEs on that scope of work. So, but that's where that fee cap comes in. The fee cap initiative, we're trying to increase that pool of SMWBE professional service firms that can participate in our inspection services that Harvey mentioned, and it's a great opportunity to for SMWBE professional service firms or engineering firms. So if you have any questions about the fee cap initiative, please call us. You can call me or Harvey at that number shown below, and I sent it through the chat. There is a question, Tanya, if I could, Kedron, that is a veteran-owned business that provides maintenance services. It's a veteran and minority-owned business. So at Port Houston, we don't have veteran owned business, veteran targeted goals, right? But we do have targeted business development initiative that we're working on expanding. So love to hear from you, Kidron, and then so we can talk about opportunities with the port. So will you be sending an updated presentation with the new timeframes for advertisement and procurement? Yes. We'll ask Jessica and Marshette and her team to send out the PowerPoint and then our construction projects. So keep in mind that those construction projects can be found on our website, and Harvey and his team are constantly updating that list of projects on a quarterly basis.
So the next scheduled update is for next month. We usually start working on it at the end of the month and preparations for the following quarter.
There's a question about, thank you, Harvey. There's a question about how do I get notifications of bids and proposal notices? So the best way to get the notifications is to, and it's part of our enrollment process, is to sign up, create a vendor account in our BuySpeed system. And that's the most efficient way to get a listing of our bid and proposal opportunities, including our construction projects. You'll get notified of our pre-bid meeting dates and times. And also there's a feature in the BuySpeed system where if you have any questions about a specific job or a specific project, you can submit your questions online. There's a Q&A link, and you can view all the questions that were submitted and then view all the responses. And then you'll have access to our projected advertising schedule from not only Harvey's department, project and construction management, but all other departments such as maintenance and environmental, IT and other departments. So,
And Pedro, let me add a little to that. The NIGP codes that were included in all the slides we went through, those are the codes that the notifications are geared towards. So if your business fall within one of those codes, you automatically get the notification. From previous forms, a lot of subcontractors are saying, well, how do I get the notifications? I'm not getting notifications. So the best solution is to try to code your business under several NIGP codes. One, for instance, if you do utilities, I would also do civil construction, heavy construction. That way you get the notifications of all projects related to that type of work that will come out.
you know, Marshette, thank you, Harvey. Marshette, one of the barriers for SMWBEs is access to capital. And so what we're doing is Port Houston, along with SBA, the Houston office, SBA Houston office, HCC, and Metro, we're partnering in a bankers fair, and it's designed to help SMWBEs access capital. It's scheduled for Tuesday, March 28th, and we'll send it out to everyone that's participating today. Tuesday, March 28th, from 9 to 12 at HCC West Campus, the West Loop campus. It'll be held in the first floor auditorium. And it's we have an estimated 40 banks, local banks that are participating. And it's a one-stop place where you can go and talk to local bankers and learn about how you can do business with those banks and access capital. So
yeah, I've seen that, Pedro. So we'll be sending it out as well, because I have seen that come across my desk.
Yeah. So, all right. If I guess we'll end it there, Marshette.
Are there? Yeah. There are no more questions in the chat. Deidra or Tanya?
I think I see one more. Do we have time for it? They are asking
this will be the last one.
Okay. They are asking if there are any opportunities to visit the locations prior to submitting an RFQ.
Oh yeah, they answered that one already.
They did?
Okay. Yeah. So, you have to have a TWIC card. And if you don't have a TWIC card, you have to go to their site and they tell you the appropriate forms of ID in order to, get on the list to actually view those sites. Was that right, Pedro and Harvey?
Yeah, but there's designated TWIC centers throughout the county, and we'll be glad to send out information on that, Marshette. And,
okay, thank you.
When the packages are, when we put the packages out for solicitation, it would have the pre-bid dates and location on it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. We do appreciate it. We always get a wealth of information. Harvey and Pedro, hang on before you hang up, as well as all of MBDA, stay on. But thank you all so much for attending. We do appreciate you spending some time with us this morning. We hope that you will take advantage of the information that was provided, and we will see you during our next Subs and Sandwiches. So get prepared to receive those notices as well. Thank you so much, everybody.